Good morning. How are you? And happy Friday to everybody. It is Friday, November 10th, and we have one shout out on the books today. We'd like to send all of our love out to Kathy's brother, Stephen Bennett, who, if he was still with us, would be 74 today. He passed away, sadly, in 2009, 14 years ago, and Kathy and I were talking about it. It's hard to believe it's been that long. And he was such a young man and such a good man, very sweet individual, just one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. And so we want to say happy birthday, Stephen. We love you, we miss you, and we miss you. And for the song today, I'm going to go back to Ricky Nelson, The Rick. This one comes from 1958. It went all the way to #1 on the Billboard charts. It's called Poor Little Fool, and it was written by a young lady named Sharon Seeley, who was 16 years old at the time. She found out where Ricky lived and drove there and plugged the song for him and said, "Hey man, listen to this, I got a good song for you." And he said, "I'm in." And that was, pretty cool for a 16-year-old for sure. And so she went on to write a lot more tunes, and she hooked up with Eddie Cochran at some point. Eddie Cochran being sang Summertime Blues and Come On Everybody, and had a lot of big hits, 20 Flight Rock. And so she was with Eddie in England when he was on tour, and they were involved in a car crash, and it turned out to be fatal for Eddie Cochran. And Gene Vincent was also in the car, and he and Sharon Seeley were both gravely injured but survived. And she went on to write more tunes, and a lot of rock and roll history involved with Sharon Seeley, and such a young girl at the time. So here's Ricky Nelson and Poor Little Fool. I used to play around with hearts that hastened at my call, and when I met that little girl I knew that I would fall. Poor little fool, oh yeah, I was a fool, Well, she played around and teased me with her carefree devil eyes. She held me close and kissed me, but her heart was full of lies. Poor little fool, oh yeah, I was a fool, Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. She told me how she cared for me, that we'd never part. So for the very first time I gave away my heart. Poor little fool, oh yeah, I was a fool, Yeah, the next day she was gone, and I knew she'd lied to me. She left me with a broken heart, yeah, I won her victory. Poor little fool, oh yeah, I was a fool, Poor little fool, I was a fool, oh yeah. Well, I played this game with other hearts, never thought I'd see the day that someone else would play love's foolish game with me. Poor little fool, oh yeah, I was a fool, Poor little fool, oh yeah. Ricky Nelson and Poor Little Fool. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow and get you going on the weekend. So stay safe out there and keep on the sunny side. Bye-bye.